If it has been months or years after you have given birth and you have diastasis recti, is it too late to start healing the ab separation now? No, it's never too late, and you can start healing today, and we'll show you 5 exercises that you can do to start healing even if you have given birth a long time ago. Now, the first 2 exercises is to help you to connect with your core, helping you to breathing in and breathing out correctly to engage your core, mind to muscles connections. After all, what's the point of doing all the core exercises when you cannot connect and work on your core muscles in the first place? Last 3 workouts are classic diastasis strengthening exercises, but to do them right, you need to pay some attention to your body. And I'm going to coach you through how to do them properly so you can efficiently heal your core. Let's start with the first one. Sit nice and tall without hunching or arching your back. Place one palm on your ribs and the other palm on your belly. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Feel the ribs expand onto your palm and the belly pressing onto your other palm. On an exhale, imagine lifting your ladies part away from the chair. This exercise requires more a mental effort than a physical effort. Now, if you're not feeling the sensation, you can do this exercise lying on your side. Just imagine lifting a marble up with your ladies' parts on the exhale, making this a great exercise on your bed. Why does breathing matters when you're years into your postpartum? And that's the thing. Even if you're years into postpartum, you might not realize that you haven't been breathing correctly all these years. It's like a chicken and an egg question. Was there a chicken first or was there an egg first, right? When you cannot allow your breath to go in and expand on your body, it's really hard for you to engage and connect and control your core. So you have to allow your body to expand. That includes your chest, your belly, the side of your ribs, the back of the muscles to expand first. When you can expand, it's like an elastic band. The more I pull in the band, the harder it's able to contract. So just like on an exhale, the harder you're able to control and connect and engage your core. So we need to expand in order for us to contract, right? So we need to get into that breathing habits, right? And making sure that you're doing them correctly. And that will lead me into the second exercise that is helping you to pull in the entire abdomen. Again, sit nice and tall. The goal for this exercise is to draw your entire abdomen inward, starting with your pelvic floor like exercise number 1, then your lower, middle, and your upper core. You can imagine you're drawing in the hip bones to the middle or bring your belly button toward your spine. Hold this position for as long as you can, from 5 seconds up to 1 minute. If you are not able to flatten your entire abdomen, you should do this lying on your side and watch yourself beside a mirror or film yourself to see if you are able to flatten the stomach. Use cues such as sipping up a skinny jean or suck up a smoothie with your ladies' part. Now that you know how to pull in the entire abdomen, I would really encourage you to just start practicing it beside a mirror and seeing if you're able to pull in the entire abdomen sitting, right? If you are able to do that sitting, okay, try doing it standing. Now, if sitting was too difficult for you, you can't really engage your core, it's still bulging, then you can start doing it lying on the floor, whether it's on your back or on your side. So take a look at it again beside a mirror, because without feedback from looking at yourself, you don't know what you're doing wrong and you don't know if you're doing them right neither. So you need to pay some attention to yourself. Now, let's say you're able to pull in the entire abdomen. Let's work on the strengthening exercises to really help you to pull in the gap together and flattening the muscles. So let's get into the first exercise, the bridge. Let's talk about the bridge exercise. The bridge exercise is something that we commonly see for healing out diastasis recti. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm going to also show you the mistake that I often seen with my one-on-one coaching clients. So the setup is important for the bridge. Oftentimes, I see people arch up when they are lying on the back, right? There's leaving a gap between the mat. You will want to lift your pelvis, making sure that this is tilting towards you. The back is now touching the floor. So when you breathe in, you can feel that the back muscle is touching the floor, okay? So a lot of time we are breathing in, right? And then exhale, engage, like I was telling you earlier, lifting a blueberry up or imagining the hip bones are drawing in together, lift it, and then you lift your bum off the floor, squeeze your bum, squeeze and engage your core here, and you do not want it to overarch. But overarching is not the biggest mistake I see from my clients. Oftentimes is when they are inhale and they're already lifting without engaging the core. So that makes the belly bulges out because there's a lot of too much pressure inside and when they're not bracing and engaging. So that's why it's important for you. First off, posture is good. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, engage your jaw. This is now it's tight and taut and you're feeling good. Then you lift your bum off the floor. Until you can do this naturally, then you can do it much faster. Now, if you feel like, okay, you know what? Now it's tight and my bum is squeezed, my posture is perfect. What you can do here is to actually add an extra weight to put on top. So now I have an extra weight of 15 pounds here. All you wanted to do is just hold it and put it on your hip bones. If you need it, maybe you want to put a towel on either side so that it's supported and it's cushioned. And then again, inhale, expand everything 360, right? And then exhale, engage, draw it in, and then you lift. Now, this should be feeling a lot more challenging now because you're lifting this weight off the floor. Again, nice and long here, and then you're squeezing your bum, and then let go and come down. Now, adding the dumbbells on the bridge exercise is exactly what we call the principle of progressive overloading. So what that means is you need to challenge your core, make the workout harder and challenging for your body to handle so your core can actually build muscles and get tighter, and so you can get that flatter tummy because you need strength in your core. Without that strength, you can't really have that solid wall in front of you that prevent from the muscles and organs and everything kind of pushing out. So that's why strengthening exercises is very important, and adding the weights, progressive overloading. Don't just use a 2 pound, maybe try 5 pounds or 10 pounds later on as you're feeling like that workout is too easy. Now, beside the weights, your form is also crucial. So let's take a look at this next exercise for me to show you. It seems very simple, but it's actually quite hard for a lot of people. Now let's talk about the bird dog exercise. The bird dog exercise where you go onto your hands and onto your knees. First thing first, your hands, your elbows here, it should be directly underneath your shoulders. And same things here, knees is underneath your hips, and your knees are hip width apart. You don't want it to be putting it together, but also you don't want it to be doing too wide. So it's directly behind your hands and palms here. But one thing that I see in my client is that when they are doing this position here, maybe their hands and knees are in the correct position, but then they're arching the back and then sticking the bum out like that. And then so we don't want to do that because then you're arching your back. For one, it might cause you to have more back pain, but you're not allowing yourself to engage your core. So make sure that you're tilting your pelvis forward a bit, and then so that you're on a neutral curve. Actually, I would prefer it flat, so then you can actually use your core a lot better in here. And also don't have a turtleneck here. Sometimes I see clients like, turtleneck, like what are you doing here? Okay, open up your shoulders here and inhale first and exhale. Draw in and maybe lift the blueberry up, whichever cues that works for you. And then you can extend your leg and your arms forward. But what happens I see is that when they are lifting, they're tilting the back. They're tilting the pelvis, they're tilting the back, so that you're not really engaging that core efficiently. We don't want the trunk to rotate. It's just our arm and leg movement. So that's why your core is a stabilizer here. It's really important for you to use it and use it to the maximum efficiency so you can actually heal faster, right? Okay, inhale, exhale, engage. Okay, you don't need to rush here. There's no rush to do it because this is a core exercise. And then lift. What you can do here if you wanted to challenge yourself is to just hold it, or you can continue to do this for 10 reps, right? You don't want it to let go of your core, brace it. Little exhale to bring it in, okay? So again, we don't want it to go back and forth. We don't need to rock back and forth. If you catch yourself doing that, perhaps it could be a little bit too challenging for you right now. What you can do is just to extend the leg without lifting it off the floor. So you can just do and extensions like this without lifting off the floor. Now, are you getting it more now? It doesn't matter how many years you are postpartum, the muscle is waiting for you to be used. I have worked with many one-on-one coaching clients in my program. They are years into their postpartum and they can finally start feeling it as soon as they're able to grasp both the breathing, engagement, and strengthening and pulling in their core mind to muscles connect and building strength. Once they're able to do that, they can see results right away. So I would love for you to challenge yourself and start doing some workouts today. So also take a look at this last exercise. It's also a very common diastasis recti exercise, and I would love for you to making sure that you're doing it correctly. It also seems like it's quite easy to do because it seems like everybody is doing it, but knowing how to do it efficiently and properly is a big key here. Now, the last exercise I want to show you is the dead bug. So dead bug is another famous exercise for diastasis or core strengthening. Now, again, here the posture is important. So don't arch your back when you are doing the positions here already. Sometimes I just see people lying flat, lying down on the floor, and then for some reason they just automatically arches their back. It's so important. I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to tilt your pelvis, help yourself, right? Making sure that this is flat. Now, for some reason, if you just cannot get your back flat on the floor, you can use a little towels here to place it underneath your bum here so that this is lifted for you and your back will be more directly touching the floor, or you can place pillows up here on your shoulders, and then so you're bolstering yourself, and you'll be in a better angle for you to be in this position. It's better if you cannot get your back on the mat. Now, with the dead bug exercise, so inhale. So before we lift our leg off the floor, inhale, exhale, engage, bring your leg up, and bring your leg up. Maybe in here it's already quite challenging for you to have both leg off the floor at a 90-degree angle. You don't want it to bring your knees like inside to your chest because then you're cheating. You're not really using your core here. 90-degree angle here, ideally you are engaging your core if this is already quite challenging for you, right? So in here, you bring your hands up, back is still touching the floor, inhale, exhale, and then you straighten your leg and you straighten your arm and then bring it in, and then opposite arm and opposite leg, bring it in. Now inhale, exhale. Sometime when you're not engaging your core here, and you will notice yourself that is both that you will be coning. So there will be a pointy shape that is coming out. I'm gonna try to see if I can manipulate myself to be in a coning shape. So if I'm not engaging my core, and I'm arching my back, you might be seeing that I have a coning here coming out here, right? This is really challenging for my core, and I'm not using, because I'm not using my core, I'm not engaging. But when I'm engaging my core, okay, let me get into a better position first. Starting position is important. Breathe in, breathe out, engage your core, flattening, tight and taut, and then bring your arms up. And now you should see a difference in terms of whether when I engage and when I'm not engaging. So one of the mistakes that I see from my clients when they're doing this dead bug exercise, that as they're moving, the leg moves with them. They will be doing something like this. So you see this leg is coming toward my chest. So they are not, like they are cheating by using the leg to move toward them because it's quite hard for the core. So you don't want it to let your leg to cheat. So just keep it stabilized here, 90 degree. So if this exercise is too difficult for you, and you can see that from because you're coning, what you can do here is to tap onto a shoebox, tap on a stool, tap on something that is lower instead of extending fully, or you can just simply tap on the floor. Right? You don't have to extend the leg that I just did. Whatever that is easier for you,
but to a point that is challenging your core, and that you don't feel like, oh, it's so hard that you're coning up, that you're not able to maintain the form. Because form and how you perform the exercise is the most important part when it comes to core.
Now, beside these 5 exercises that I show you today that you can start doing right now, there could still be one more thing that is holding you back from healing. And that is something that not a lot of people talked about, and I really want you to understand this. So go check out this video here. But if you wanted to work with me, have a free consultation with me, or work with me one-on-one as my online coaching client, check out this website here, www.tummywarrior.com. Go inside, and if it resonates with you, book a call with me and we'll chat soon. Talk later.